project management in Pulseway is actually a very strong solution. Right? A lot of the customers that I speak with that have other solutions that they're currently using are not using projects because they're too cumbersome. And what we have found is once they have started using the Pulseway PSA, right, they will shift away from the ticketing functions acting as project management into real project management. There's a lot of benefits that come with that. So as you can see, we've tied these elements together. So here's the contract that comes with this project, right? And I should have renamed this to Smart Project, so that wasn't so smart. Right. Let's go and build out this project very quickly. So again, we're going to be implementing and executing on this. So, right, to do this, I'm going to need to do some environmental work. So maybe we're going to do a site survey, right? And we'll leave that summary task alone. We're then going to come in and we're going to start adding tasks to it. So we need to look at electrical. And this may be a little much for installing a power supply, but you know what? Let's pretend. So we maybe need to do some site prep as an example. Right, so we'll do that. We could give all these things hours if we'd like. And then in order to create this and manipulate these tasks, it's as simple as just dragging them around. So these two elements are now going to become child elements to the site survey. I'm going to add another summary task, and this is going to be the installation. Right? And then what are the things that we need to do the installation? So we'll say I think I have a nuts and bolts out there. So yep, it's going to take some of those, and that's going to take 5 hours. Again, a little excessive for a power supply, but I think you guys get the idea. So if we have the ability to very easily create these parent-child relationships, and these things, these statuses, the hours and everything roll up to that summary level, I can also create your traditional project dependencies, right? So, and we'll give that a 5-day lag period. So we can build those things out, and this is viewable within a Gantt chart, right? So your traditional project management is accessible here within Pulseway. So now that I have this created, I like this so very much, I can actually create it as a template that I can reuse over and over again, right? Every project can be a template, and every template can be a project. From here, I have the ability to go ahead and manually assign individuals to do this work. Right? So I'm going to select. One thing I should mention, and I forgot to mention it about the Pulseway PSA, anytime you see a list, right, that list is searchable. And to get to the search criteria, you simply click on the search icon at the top, and it will drop down all of the things that you're able to search by. Right? We kept the interface very clean in order to be able to deliver a product that's easy to consume. So you can search, you can select, and you can add them in. Now, when we are assigning hours and tasks to individuals, we have the ability to control the amount of hours that they're able to put in against a project. Why might this be important, right, for services being delivered? Well, for projects, there's two things. If I'm doing project work at a flat rate, I have my margins to consider that I need to protect. If I'm time and materials, I need to be concerned about the number of hours being burned because I don't necessarily want to go back and ask for more money unless we have a good reason as to why we need to do that. What I'm able to do in the Pulseway PSA is I'm actually able to limit the number of hours a technician works over a duration of time to keep that cost from being overrun. Right? This is an optional thing we can do, but I think it's very important. And I can populate this automatically over a set period of time, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. But again, what this is doing is this is going to limit the number of hours that this employee can put against this task in that given period of time that we define. So we're going to define that, right? And then it's going to show up on their calendar in their timesheet, and they're going to be able to log hours against this project, but only to a point. And then once we hit that point, they won't be able to enter time anymore. And we'll look at this when we get into the data entry, right? But what we're able to do now is we're able to control our projects, and then if there is a reason why that technician had to work over that number of hours, this gives them the opportunity to go and create a ticket within the service desk as a change control. And we can actually use a workflow, and we'll look at that, to generate a workflow out to the project manager, who will then do the analysis and understand, right? Was it scope creep, which I know never happens, right? Or was it that they messed something up and there was some rework needed, and that's something that we're going to have to eat as a company, right? But it gives you that opportunity to be able to do that analysis before it becomes something that you have to go address with the customer, right? It's very hard to go back and ask for that after the work has already been done. Okay, so these are just some of the things that we can do with these modules within Pulseway. All right, I can do all of this in batch action as well. So when I'm selecting, right, maybe this was a template, so there is nobody assigned. I can come in here, I can do a mass assignments, mass status update, slide dates, update percentages, but very easy to manipulate. Again, this is the theme throughout the Pulseway PSA. Ease of use is critical to us, right? So we're going to work the project. You, as an organization, will typically have one-to-many projects running simultaneously. So how do we track who's doing what? Well, we have something called resource utilization, and this is really a modified Gantt chart. And it's done within the focus of the resource. So now I can see if they're available, overutilized, or underutilized, right? Apparently I'm the only guy doing work here, so I'm not sure how I feel about that, right? Now, we can also see this within multiple Gantt charts, which again is just a Gantt chart across all projects that are currently in flight for the company.